what scale does the Hendrix chord come from, and how much you improvise over it? Well, the Hendrix chord is a dominant 7 sharp 9 chord, and it's a little tricky to figure out what scale it actually comes from. There are a few options to improvise over it. That's what we're going to work on in this lesson. So a dominant 7 sharp 9 chord is 1, 3, 5, flat 7, sharp 9. Off A, it would be A, C sharp, E, G, and B sharp. Ha ha ha, B sharp. There was an old Simpsons episode where Homer was in a barbershop quartet called the B sharps, and everyone laughed every time they said it because B sharp would be the same thing as C. B is a half step below C. So why would you ever say B sharp? Well, theoretically, B sharp definitely does exist because it is the sharp 9 of A, right? Because a whole step up from A, the 2 of A, same thing as 9, is B. So if it's sharp 9, it has to be B sharp. C, the note, is flat 3. Yes, those are called inharmonic equivalents, but technically, if it's sharp 9, it's B sharp. Okay, here are some voicings of dominant 7 sharp 9. This first one is the most common. This is what the Jimi Hendrix chord version would be. Here's that same voicing, same structure, but off of the top 4 strings. Cool to know. Just want to show you some of these. Off the bottom 4 strings, 1, 3, flat 7, sharp 9. Okay, and then here are some other voicings that are really cool because they include the 5. This one has 3, flat 7, sharp 9, and 5. So here it is. That's a cool one. And then this is the exact same voicing on the middle 4 strings. 3, flat 7, sharp 9, 5. Okay, really fun crunchy one here. You can see an A bar there. So you got A, and then if you put your pinky on fret 5, sharp 9, ooh yeah, and then your middle finger down on G, that's the flat 7. Flat 7, 5, sharp 9, 3. Ooh, fun. Half step in there, okay? This one I use all the time actually. This one is flat 7, 3, 5, sharp 9. I use that in a lot of 2-5-1s in jazz. It's a minor 2-5 right there before it resolves to like a minor chord or something. And then this one here, this last one, isn't that so cool sounding? This is the same as this, but this bottom note got moved up here. So I just wanted to show you some voicings of A7 sharp 9. Okay, now let's move on to the scale. This is the half whole diminished scale. If I say diminished scale, I usually mean whole half. The diminished scale is just whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step forever. Okay, the half whole means the root is, well, the first note after the root is a half step up, then whole step, then half step, and goes on forever like that. Okay, so you can see the red is the root there. So this is the A half whole diminished scale, and this is the scale that dominant 7 sharp 9 officially comes from. I'll show you a couple other scales that people use on this as well. We have the root, we have the major third, we have the fifth, we have the flat 7, we have the root, and here's sharp 9. It's also down here, it's also up here. Think of the pentatonic scale. Oh, that flat 3 is there, but it's sharp 9 in this case. But that's why the pentatonic scale is used over dominant 7 sharp 9, which we'll do in a second. That's why Jimi Hendrix does that. But here is that root, third, fifth, flat 7, root, sharp 9. Ooh, it sounds very bluesy, sounds very... But it's all in the sharp 9. Root, sharp 9, 3, sharp 9, root, flat 7, 5, major third, sharp 9. Okay, so let's play the whole scale. Okay, let's hear it with a backing track. Here's an A dominant 7 sharp 9 backing track. Okay, so I wanted to just get you the flavor of that there. You can memorize this really easily on these top 4 strings. I love this guitaristically. You can play first finger, third finger, fourth finger, first finger, second finger, fourth finger. Check it out. 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. So easy to memorize that. 4, 2, 1, 4, 3, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 3, 1. Just a structure. Remember that because we're going to come back to combining these scales, and you might want to just at least have that upper part memorized. The other scale that's used on dominant 7 sharp 9 is the altered scale. Now that's not officially what the pure dominant 7 sharp 9 comes from, because the altered scale, the way it's different is that it does not have a natural 5. Okay, so here's the root, here's flat 9, here's sharp 9, here's 3, here's flat 5, here's sharp 5. An altered chord means a dominant 7 chord with a mangled 5 and a mangled 9. That's how one of my teachers taught it to me. The 5 and the 9 are mangled. They're split. You have a flat 5 and a sharp 5 and a flat 9 and a sharp 9 on an altered chord. Okay, so, well, an altered chord has a sharp 9. So is an A7 sharp 9 an altered chord? Maybe. It depends on if you want the 5 to be natural or not. So whatever. If you see sharp 9, you could just treat it as altered, or you could treat it as true sharp 9 and include that 5 with this scale, the half whole diminished. Okay? So let's hear this one. Okay? This is the same thing as B flat melodic minor. That's the root right there of B flat melodic minor. And many, many, many people just think of altered scale as melodic minor, a half step up from the root, what you're playing. Let's hear how it sounds on the backing track. Okay, that's the flavor of it over the backing track. And then, like I said, blues scale, or just think of this as minor. You don't have to play the blues note, but the minor pentatonic in general is just the most common way to play over the sharp 9. But if you want some more advanced flavor, I shouldn't say advanced, but just something different, fresh, weird, you play one of those other scales. But here's what the blues scale and pentatonic scale sound like over that backing track. Sounds familiar, right? So remember how we memorized that little structure on the top? Let's try to combine them, because after playing with some of these, go find a dominant 7 sharp 9 chord backing track, easy to find somewhere. And I have one inside my premium subscriber membership as well that you can download if you want, but you can just search YouTube for a backing track and practice all these scales individually, then practice combining them. And why does this work so well? Well, look at this. There's the root, there's the flat 7, there is the 5 there's the sharp 9. The only thing it's missing is the major third. And what do you hear all the time? You hear people adding that bend or playing both of those. So this is just this minor pentatonic or blues. That alone is appropriately playing very much over the dominant 7 sharp 9 chord. So what sounds really good to my ears is, of course, the blues scale, pentatonic scale sound amazing, but you have a little extra something to throw in to leave it and come back. It's really cool, right? So imagine playing with this. Right, I threw in that structure that we learned on the top for a second, and then can go back to the attitude stuff, right? A little bit of something for everybody. So that's what I would do. Practice those individually up and down, get used to them, practice them with a backing track, then practice combining them. Fun stuff. I love getting to the bottom of something like that. I have played over dominant 7 sharp 9 forever, but it's just, it tickles my fancy to just investigate deeper and say, what does it really come from? And get that down on the fretboard, right? That half whole diminished, start to see it better, hear it better, all of that stuff. Pretty cool, even if you rarely use it. Everything you need to work on all of that is in this video with everything I showed you. But if you want a PDF download of everything that you saw here, the chord shapes, the scale diagrams, and also a downloadable version of the backing track that I played over, you can get that by becoming a premium subscriber. Just go to soundguitarlessons.com/join or use the link in the top of the descriptions to join my weekly lesson resources membership. You will get applicable downloads for any of my weekly lessons, my past posts, my future posts, and I hope to see you in there if that's your thing. If not, totally fine. Like I said, everything you need is here, and you can look up your own backing track just fine. Thank you so much for watching either way. Hope to see you in another lesson very soon. Take care and happy practicing.